Amna al-Imam is a charming woman with soft dark skin. She is characterized by her decency and calmness. Sophistication and beauty, she is known by her gold necklaces, which she puts on her neck to show abundance, wisdom, and savings. Women of the village used to visit Amna from time to time. They met under her shelter to learn from her knowledge on investments. A woman who learned from her life experiences and became a symbol of success. Amna has been empowered through savings and credit groups, financing, and the livestock fattening activity, which was introduced by the Livestock Marketing and Resilience Program, established in White Nile State. After she was attached to the banks, she was able to repeat the financing through which she performs fattening and then the marketing activity. I had 13 heads of sheep 3 days ago. I sold 10 of them at the price of £175,000. Now, I have 200 sacks of fodder and 150 sacks of corn produced by the farm. Today, the price of a sack of corn is £9,000 and a sack of fodder is for £750. Some time ago, I bought animals for £110,000. After 15 days, I fattened these animals and bought them for £210,000, from which I bought the gold necklace for $110 and built 2 rooms. My plan is to save an amount of money and take another financing to own about 300 heads of animals to be fattened, so that the return comes later. Mecca is a baker. She always gets up before dawn prayer to make the dough, then makes the bread and puts it in the oven. She produces it in her home, after she built an oven in her home, which fills the bread needs of the village and neighboring villages. Mecca has owned this bakery through savings and credit group financing, so she had a small business from which she derived an income for her and her family, where she was able to employ one of her sisters. The interest and benefit overwhelmed the entire Ajab village community in West Kordofan state. I borrowed £70,000 from the savings and credit group. I established a local bakery where I bake a 50-kilo sack per day, and the bread is distributed in the village and neighboring areas. I earned £5,000 per day. The bakery was small, but I built a bigger one. From the profits, I was able to educate my daughter until she graduated from university. A group of young people are determined and looking towards a green future. They decided to carry the profession of sheep fattening through financing from the savings bank. This youth group has been trained by the program, and then they approached the savings bank. They have been financed with 3 to 4 heads of sheep, and then fattened and sold their sheep. Their financing was repeated until they reached 25 heads for each one of them. Imagine the extent of their success. Abu Dur village in Sennar state has become a destination for buying livestock for export, due to the 10 young men from the youth group.
The youth in the village were not having any work. The program trained us on fattening, and today we have a job to do, which is to fatten the livestock after we have been attached to the saving bank. In the beginning, the bank loaned each youth with 4 heads of sheep. Total number of youth who have been loaned are 13 youths. We were loaned 4 heads for each young man. Then, the financing was repeated, through which each youth is given 25 heads of sheep. I personally was financed with 4 heads of sheep. I repaid the bank, and now I have 4 heads of sheep as profits. Now, I have been loaned with 25 heads of sheep, and total number of sheep I have is 29 sheep. I was trained on fattening and have been financed with 4 heads of sheep. Now, the bank loaned me 25 heads of sheep.
Ali and Mubarak are young children whose features are characterized with innocence and joy. Why not, after they have been able to gain money and buy sweets and biscuits, which was difficult for them to obtain in the past? Not only Ali and Al-Mubarak, but also Kinain, Ismallah, Khayyan, Keltoum, Amna, and others from children and adults were able to sell their milk and return to their villages with sugar, oil, etc. I can offer Muhammad 2 gallons of milk per day. He records the amount of milk and pays me my many dues at the end of the month. I sell the milk to Muhammad in exchange for tea and sugar. The Livestock Marketing and Resilience Program has rehabilitated the groundwater reservoir for the community of Kukaya in North Kordofan state. Water was available and shepherds came to the village to get water for their animals. Muhammad Adam is an ambitious young man who decided to make cheese, which he has an experience with. He succeeds in cheese activity, where there is an exchange of benefits. He buys milk from the people in cash, or he meets their needs from his small shop full of food supplies. In 1 hour, a barrel of milk can be filled. The LMRP trained Muhammad and empowered him with some equipment to ensure the correct production of cheese and other things. It was clear that there were a number of added values through this trade exchange activity. The abundance of water and the stability of animals led to the increase in milk production. Interest overwhelmed Muhammad as he became a symbol of success.
I was able to avail 1 barrel of milk per day from which I make 22 kilos of cheese, 3 kilos of yogurt, and 1.5 pounds fat and jargon yogurt. The price of jargon of yogurt is of 3,000 Sudanese guinea and fat is for 2,000 Sudanese guinea. After paying the workers' fees, the profit will be between 15,000 to 16,000 Sudanese guinea. The marketing of product is carried out in Al-Fashir, Al-Ubayd, and Al-Rahad.
When we met the small farmer in Yerwi village in the Blue Nile region, he was very interested in the quality of crops, such as beans and sesame, before they were pressed and turned to oil. He himself selects the good from the bad, so his product was famous for its quality and cleanliness. He was always searching for the excellent product. He goes to faraway places to get peanuts or sesame. He squeezes and sells them in the state and not the village. The Livestock Marketing and Resilience Program linked Khalifa to the savings bank after he saw the experience of his wife, who preceded him in savings and credit needs. It was financed and continued to repeat the financing, once from the Ibda Bank and another from the Savings Bank. Funding was a direct reason for his success, until he became a pioneer in business and a symbol of success known to all.